Good morning and welcome back to Sweden here on Theme Park Worldwide, where of course I'm back here at the Liseberg amusement park located in the centre of Gothenburg. Now I was back here in April this year where I came to do all the rides at the park and of course see the construction of their B&M dive coaster Valkyria. Now I also had a fantastic behind the scenes tour when Pontus, who I'm also meeting here today, gave me a fantastic behind the scenes tour of Balder, Helix and Liseberg Banan and invited me to come back to the park for Halloween, hence why there's all pumpkins and hay bales and a lot of theming around me, because it's my first ever time seeing a Swedish Halloween event, my first time here at Liseberg Halloween. And after doing a bit of research, the event actually started 4 years ago. It's only the 4th year of Halloween here at the park and it's already grown to include park-wide theming. You saw there at the entrance, you've got like the big branch growing up the entrance building, all the pumpkins, there's all the spooky audio, and yeah, it looks absolutely fantastic from what I can see so far, and I can't wait to discover it all. Along with that, there's 4 different scare attractions. You've got Hotel Gaston, which is here throughout the year, but I believe they sort of ramped that up a little bit for Halloween. And then of course, you've got 3 other scare mazes as well that I look forward to doing. And along with that, they also have 2 scare zones in the park. There's one, I believe, down just outside Hotel Gaston, around that whole port area where they've got the boat, and then another one just outside the Valkyria dive coaster, all around that area. Along with that, they also bring in an extra ride for Halloween. They're bringing in a ghost train, and that's located just down the back of me here, where the stage normally is. They build it just in front of the stage on the whole area there. So I'm very much looking forward to it. Of course, lots of on-ride footage and reviews to come. And yeah, welcome to Halloween here at Liseberg in Sweden. Let's have a walk down this first main street just here and look at all the theming, what they've put in place for the spooky season. So displayed here at the entrance and also at many other places around the park is of course the Halloween map. You can also pick up a copy of that as well. And this just shows of course where all the rides and attractions are, along with them different scare experiences. District Z, which is down there, and also Circus Bazaar. Now they're the 2 scare zones and it's all in this same sort of area down the bottom. Obviously if you come in here with kids, they don't recommend that you go into those areas. And yeah, we'll definitely go and explore those both in daylight and at night as well. And obviously they've got all the spooky theming on the map just there. And here's a little area where you have to park your broomsticks. There you go. So there's your meter. And here's all the broomsticks. It's just the little things like that, isn't it? Already the theming down here is great. I mean, they've put in all these branches all the way down and hay bales and pumpkins. It's got a very autumn feel to it. It's really nice. Look at the detailing. Scarecrows up at the top there. Just little things what they can find, isn't it? Like barrels and sheets of metal. It's like a big harvest. I really like it. And you look back there towards the entrance, obviously the park's just open, so everyone's flooding in. It's going to be a busy day. Wow, yeah, it looks incredible. Some time and effort has really gone into place in all this, and obviously you've got all the corn there at the back as well. Wow. It's like a little market stall down here. It's like a sort of Halloween festival, a Halloween market what they've gone for here. And I'm sure this will look great at night, all lit up. Oh, all the audio as well. There's not really a soundtrack playing around here. It's more like the sounds of crows making noises and thunder and lightning. Quite an atmosphere as you walk into the park. It's not too full on, but it's still suitable for families as well. Still got a very eerie feel to it though. Wow. I love all these details. It just goes on, and like I say, from what I've heard, we've got park-wide theming to see throughout. So yeah, I look forward to that. That's the thing, there's a lot of events where you walk around and you can't really tell it's Halloween unless you're in certain areas. With this park, it looks like that's going to be completely different. And obviously it's not a massive park anyway, so they haven't got to theme up loads of space. But yeah, if everything looks as good as the entrance here, then I think we're on to a winner. Look at this, wow. guys, I've got some sad news. Look what the park have done to my car. Look at this, I drove to the park this morning, parked it up, and then they put all these leaves on it and all the branches. Can't believe it. On a serious note, park-wide theming looks absolutely awesome. I've just walked all the way down towards Valkyria, and yeah, it looks amazing all the way down. There's audio all down there, atmospheric. It starts off down the bottom, like I say, with more sound effects, and then as you get towards the big archway with the escalators that go up towards Helix, then you saw there, that was all themed as well. It had the Experiment on, which is one of the scare mazes up the top there, but we'll go up there later on, of course, go on Helix and check out that scare maze whilst we're up there. But yeah, outside that way, then started to have different audio, and then even more of a different audio changes. We've come down this way, so it's great. 3 different tracks all the way down, starting off like this harvest, this festival going on, where it's all a bit creepy, and then gradually getting a bit happy as we come along till we get to my car. Anyway, I'm just about to meet up with Pontus for a behind the scenes tour of their new dive coaster Valkyria, and that will be in a separate video, so if you do want to check that one out, the link is down below in the video description. I'll also put a little one at the top here that you can click as well, that will take you to that video. I'll see you a little bit later on, but we'll carry on this vlog, and yeah, I'll go and have a ride on Valkyria here as well. So I've just had a fantastic behind the scenes tour of Valkyria here at Liseberg, and I must say that ride has had so much thought put into it, from the overall design of the queue line, the station building, through of course to the roller coaster experience itself. And I was also lucky enough to have my first ever ride just on Valkyria as well. So if you want to see my first reactions to going on it, then of course check out that separate video like I mentioned a minute ago. Anyway, of course, here we are in this vlog where I'm going to also take you along for the ride. Of course, this will be my second ride on the coaster. You might be thinking, why the hell is there a massive bus parked out the front? This is one of the scare zones just here. All the audio's on. I'm not too sure what time the actors come out, but look at this for theming. Got like a lawnmower here on the right hand side, all ventilation pipes. I believe one of the other scare attractions is just around here on the right hand side as well. And it's actually been built underneath Valkyria. But yes, we'll come back through this later on, of course, when all the actors are here. There it is, look, zombie, that's one of the scare attractions. But yeah, here we go, this is the entrance. So at the moment, in terms of queues, it says on the screen just there, 0 to 10 minutes for the front row and 0 to 10 minutes for the middle and the back as well. It's good how it's got separate queue lines for both. Of course, this is the main entrance just up here, and then it splits off at the top, express pass off to the left, and of course the main queue to the right, and then it splits off a little bit later on for the different rows where you want to sit. Of course, this looks great with all the planting and rocks around, and yeah, let's go and get on board, take a seat on board Valkyria, the new dive coaster here at Liseberg. And of course, when I come off, I'll share my thoughts on this new ride. just come off my second ever ride on Valkyria here at Liseberg. Obviously for my first ride I sat on the front row on the left side. With this one I sat more towards the middle on the second seat from the right. I certainly prefer sitting right on the edge of the ride. I feel like the fact that your legs are dangling and of course you haven't got the track underneath you really adds to the experience. But even more so on this one, mainly because of the amazing near miss element, of course caused by the tunnel on the drop. For me, I love dive coasters that go straight into a tunnel down the bottom. I know there's quite a few that do, but there's also quite a lot that don't. But yes, in terms of what I think to the ride, now if you want to see my full in-depth review, then check out that behind the scenes tour that I had with Pontus earlier on, because like I say, I talk a lot about it and show some more shots of the ride. But yes, in terms of this, a dive coaster, a lot of you are probably thinking, oh, it's just another dive coaster. But I would say with this one, it's probably my favourite in Europe. I've always loved Baron 1898 at Efteling, and of course that's got very heavy theming all around the ride, the pre-shows, and of course on the actual drop itself. But in terms of the ride experience itself, the ride layout, Baron 1898 kind of lacks a little bit. It's not got much force. I wasn't expecting, with this being a newer B&M coaster, for it to have the amount of force that it's got. And of course, doing my first ride earlier on and that second ride, it certainly is a very forceful experience. I can't wait to try it on the back row. But for me, one of my favourite elements isn't really an inversion. It's this overbank behind me, especially sitting on that far left seat for my first ride. You're whipped up to the side, which is incredible. Now, of course, this ride here, the drop itself is 164 feet, but the actual height of it is only 154. But when you're climbing up there and when you're turning around at the top, the views are absolutely incredible of Gothenburg and the rest of the park. You can see Helix off to the side, all the other rides at the park. Honestly, it's really good, and it takes you that tour like around, like you come up the lift hill and you get to see the whole park from the top. It was really well designed. The other elements, the three inversions, of course, you got the Immelman that it starts with. That was quite intense, but for me, I really like the Heartline roll right at the end. Again, the 0G roll was cool. That's just after the overbank just here. But the Heartline roll towards the end of the ride, it takes it with some speed. This ride really keeps up its speed, something that I'm really quite surprised in actually. Honestly, I'm sure that it's a lot faster than what the park were even expecting, because it comes into the brake run still really fast. You know, it could do even more elements. It's amazing how fast it comes into it. And of course that makes it a new B&M that's actually got a lot of force, and the vest restraints on it are a lot better. Like, they're a lot more enjoyable. I'm not too sure if the difference of Valraven at Cedar Point, I know that's another newish dive coaster, but I feel like the vests harnessed on this are even more graded than that, because on the front row on the drop, I really like leant forward into it naturally without having to push myself forward, which I found it on some of the others, and even Valraven a little bit. So there you go, my overall review of this ride. Fantastic addition to the park. Of course, they've got their double launch coaster, they've got a wooden coaster, they've got a classic family coaster on the hillside, and now they've got a dive coaster. It's a great addition to the park, and yeah, let's carry on exploring around and seeing Halloween here at Liseberg. I can't believe how much theming there is around, all the pumpkins everywhere and hay bales and corn. It is amazing, and yeah, I'm sure it's going to look amazing tonight as well. But anyway, let's carry on and do some more rides. I think up next I'm going to have a ride on Loki, and of course, yeah, we'll go around these scare zones later on as well, when all the actors come out. I'm not too sure on what time they're going to be out around the park, but as soon as they are, wow, look at that, what a beauty. As soon as they are, we'll certainly carry on and get some more footage of those. What a coaster, what a beauty. ride footage just there from Loki, the park's intimate gyro swing that opened here last year. A fantastic ride that's filled with airtime. It's my favourite flat ride that I've ever done. Obviously I've done quite a few more since I first rode it back in April. I thought, oh, is it still going to be there? Going on it again, of course it is, still right there at the top. A brilliant overall experience. And the airtime, Loki just tries to throw you out of your seat, and that's because it's got the lap bar and no over-the-shoulder restraints. It's got 2 bars that come down to the side, but they're literally just to put your arms through if you want to on that ride. You don't have to. You can lean forward and let the ride take you through an incredible journey, of course, over the lake just in front of you, and of course above Balder as well. The swinging sensation on that, the airtime, the force, it's actually really forceful when you pass through the station area of Loki, where you swing through it at quite some speed. But anyway, following on from that, I've just spoke about it, Balder, the park's intimate wooden roller coaster that opened in 2003. Let's go on for the ride, shall we? Come along, let's go. Here we go then, back on Balder. It's a fantastic wooden coaster this. I do love the amount of airtime and the near misses that are of course caused by the tunnels around the ride. And of course I was lucky enough to be able to actually sign the wooden support structure on Balder when I was here in April. So check out that behind the scenes vlog as well from last time, where we go behind the scenes on this ride, and also the same for Helix and Liseberg Halloween. Here we go, 70-degree drop. Let's get some airtime, here we go. Woo-hoo! Oh yeah. Woo! One of my favourite parts now. Yes. Them near misses are so good. Woo! Hey! Woo! Wow, it just doesn't give up that ride, does it? All the way to the end. Or if you have a look over there, a little bit of demolition taking place for the expansion. I believe a new car park's going on that area to make way for the hotel and water park. Well, there you go, ride on Balder on the red train. As always, great to get back on Balder, the park's intimate wooden roller coaster, and it certainly is a great experience. No matter where you sit, you're guaranteed maximum airtime on that, and the near misses caused by the structure and the tunnels themselves are fantastic. It's such an airtime park because obviously Helix, I know we've not been up there yet because I came to Valkyria first, but we'll go up there and ride Helix later, and of course you get all the airtime on that from the hills. Of course Loki, which I was just saying before going on Balder, is full of airtime, and then yeah, doing that just there, packed with airtime. It's a good park for airtime, and me, I actually prefer airtime over inversions a lot of the time. So anyway, Pontus did say to me that, Sean, I want you to come back for Halloween, and that's what I've done. I'm about to experience my first scare attraction of the day, Zombie. Now, as I mentioned, there's 6 attractions, 4 scare mazes, 2 scare zones. One of the scare mazes, Hotel Gaston, is here all year, and I've done that quite a few times. It's very well themed, I absolutely love it, and I'm about to try out Zombie, which is located underneath the station area for Valkyria in this building. I'm not too sure how big it is or what it's going to entail. Unfortunately, I can't film inside the scare attractions, but I'll let you know what I think to it when I come out. Attraction number 1, Zombie. Let's go and get some scares, shall we? tell you what, Liseberg really goes to town when it comes to Halloween. I can't believe just how good Zombie was just there. Now, like I said before going in, located underneath Valkyria, that's a massive space under there, or they've utilised it very well. Because the attraction itself was maybe 6 or 7 minutes. There was around 10 to 12 actors in there, and the theme of that was great. Obviously the name Zombie doesn't really give much away other than the fact there's going to be zombies in there, and there was plenty, but it was more about the theming of that what made it to me. So as soon as I walked in, there was a desk at the side, there was a sofa, there was like a happy bit of music playing, and I thought, hang on a minute, it's like we're in some sort of office. And then walking through, the whole attraction is themed to what must be the offices here at Liseberg. It seems to look like them anyway, but it's not actually the offices. I don't think so anyway. I suppose they go over Halloween, they're being intruded by zombies. But yeah, walking through all these different rooms, there was a kitchen scene with all running water. We went through like the toilets in the back of house area where there was all water coming out of them and some smells in there as well. And yeah, the whole attraction was actually themed around zombies taking over the Liseberg like management offices. And on the walls there was all old pictures of the park. There was a 2006 park map on one wall, loads of park maps spread over desks and everything. And then it all started off at the rooms. It was very good how it was done. The rooms at the start weren't really destroyed. And then as we got through the attraction, the rooms got worse and worse, ending up in the, like I say, in that kitchen scene with all the blood splattered everywhere, going through all the tables and chairs flipped upside down. What an immersive attraction. And that's the thing, it had atmosphere. I thought they were going to be good after doing Hotel Gaston and knowing how good that is. I rave about it. I know a lot of you have been out here to do it, and you guys love it too. But honestly, that was just done to the same level of detail. A lot more jump scares in that as well. Genuinely, I was on edge throughout that, and it's rare for me. But what a really good theme that is, like unique as well. Yes, I know it's got zombies, and obviously zombies are pretty much everywhere when it comes to Halloween, but they took that and turned it around in terms of adding a lot more of a storyline to it, that you're going through this office block. Really well done. And at the end as well, a big squeeze. So obviously you walk through like a really tight section where it pushes against you with the air, and it's really well put together. And yeah, and then you exit the attraction. Really good, like I say, 6 or 7 minutes long, plenty of actors in there. Really good jump scares. Oh, and that reminds me, right near the end there was a dark corridor, and I was at the front of the group. Free flow as well, by the way, no hands on shoulders with that one. And on the left hand side there was a big pane of glass, but I couldn't see it because it was pitch black. And then an actor is positioned ready behind it, and then a strobe comes on and bashes against it. So that was really good, really well put together. In terms of theming around the park, really impressed. Now let's have a look over there. Obviously you've got all them pumpkins and hay bales over at the back. There's theming everywhere, so you really know it's Halloween, which is good. And some of you might be watching this thinking, what are you going on about, Sean? Of course we know it's Halloween. But in terms of feeling the atmosphere around the park, like these mushrooms, they're what they've put in. Different, and this is like a family section of Halloween. So I'm going to walk up towards Helix, and yeah, let's see what the Halloween theming we can find on the way. Right, here we go then, front row, all to myself on Helix, here we go. The park-wide theming really good walking down towards the ride, here we go. Woo! Hey! Wow. beautiful. Reminds me of Icon quite a lot actually. Into the second launch, here we go. To the inverted top hat. Woo! Oh yes. Lovely. Big air time. That final inversion, oh yes. And into the brake run, wow, Helix, what a ride. Obviously first time going back on that since riding Icon, our own version at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Of course, I said it all along, but yeah, Helix, after getting back on it again, there's certainly quite a considerable gap in between Helix and Icon. But don't get me wrong, Icon is still fantastic for the UK. Anyway, I'll talk more about it when we come off. Tell you what, it's always amazing to get back on Helix. It's an incredible roller coaster, and the fact it's built onto the hillside really adds to that overall experience. The views are absolutely beautiful, looking out over the rest of the park and of course the city of Gothenburg. And yeah, I mentioned on the brake run just as well, obviously, about Icon. Now when I first came off Icon, I did say, oh, it's not quite a Helix, and after going back on Helix again, yeah, it stayed exactly where I thought it was. I love Icon to bits back in the UK. It's a great ride, but Icon's here and Helix is taking it onto another level, the next level. Don't know what I did there, that's the slogan for the ride, because obviously Helix, it is based on a game, and it's about the different elements or the different parts of the game, the different levels, which I really like. And you can play the interactive queue line game and get your name up on the screens, and also win express passes as well. That's a little hint for you if you are coming here. Download the Helix app and play the game in the queue line. But yeah, it's a fantastic coaster, packed with airtime. Them airtime hills are amazing. My favourite one, of course, when you're looking out towards Gothia Towers, and you heard me on the video go, whoa, airtime! That is the best part of the ride, in my opinion. And just overall, the experience of that is incredible. Now, that leads me on to talk a little bit about, again, Halloween. I'm about to go into my second attraction, which is the Experiment, but about some of the rides and stuff at Halloween. So it's not a full park offering quite, because a couple of the rides are closed. That does include Atmosphere, which is the park's drop tower just there. Of course, it opened originally as an observation tower, and it got transformed into a drop tower. That is closed for two reasons. A, because the Experiment, which is the scare attraction I'm going in now, is actually based all around the queue line area for the ride. And B, if you look right at the top, I don't know if you can make it out on the video without me zooming, right at the top, you can just make out there's a star up there with some lights coming off. At Christmas, they turn Atmosphere into a huge Christmas tree. It looks amazing. Google image it if you've not seen it and just have a look. But yeah, it looks amazing at Christmas. So yeah, they've already started preparation for that. But yes, the Experiment, I assume we're going to go in here and there's going to be all sorts of experiments taking place, hence the name. And yeah, hopefully it's going to be heavily themed. To be honest though, after doing Hotel Gaston before, and obviously earlier on going into Zombie, I'm expecting this to be heavily themed as well. Of course, after this one, I'll make my way back down towards the other end of the park and do, hey, Theme Park Worldwide on YouTube, check it out, you'll be in the video. And along with that, I'll do then two attractions down the bottom. So I'll head in the Experiment and I'll see you when I come out. So I've just come out of the Experiment, and then after that I've made my way back down the escalator just behind me there. Very heavily themed, all the ropes and chains all over it. It looks great. The whole park looks fantastic for Halloween, I must say. Everywhere, even down this little path just here, pumpkins on the floor, crazy. Anyway, let's talk about the Experiment. That was really good fun, a very good use actually of the queue line, an actual ride area for Atmosphere. Now of course it sent you all the way round what is normally quite a large cattle pen queue line. It sent you all throughout that, but they put walls up, using some of the existing theming and putting bits on it. And it started off by going in to like a freezer with all body bags hanging up. And then, yeah, it soon took a bit of a dark turn. They were doing an experiment on people. And throughout, there was one of the first scenes was a dentist's chair with a dentist there, with all sorts of set pieces and theming on the walls. There was like a freezer with all heads in and other body parts. And then carrying on through, someone was being chopped up with a big saw, so that was quite fun. And then moving throughout, some really good jump scares actually. It was very good. I do prefer Zombie overall, and I believe Zombie is one of the newer attractions, and the experiment was still very good fun and heavily themed. Lasted again about 5 or 6 minutes, so quite a good length to them. They're not ridiculously long, but they're not short either. They're just a good amount of time. But I tell you what, you can tell that Swedish people aren't that used to scares, because they're really like getting quite scared even at some of the smallest things. That was another free flow attraction. You didn't have to hands on shoulders with that one, but overall very good fun. I tell you what, I'm impressed with Halloween. Honestly, some of the theming, like, they really know what they're doing. The soundtracks, the lighting, the atmosphere. You wouldn't be able to tell if you didn't know that was a queue line for a ride. Very well done. And they've actually covered up where the ride area would be as well. They put like all black screens up around, so you couldn't see any of the tower or anything in the middle, the loading area, or any of that station. But very good fun. Anyway, let's go for a ride on one of my favourites here at the park, as I like to call it, the Liseberg Banana. It is officially the Liseberg Bannon, but let's go and give it a ride. Climbing the lift on this classic Liseberg Banana, Liseberg Bannon, whatever you want to call it. Wow, great views of Helix though. Sun's starting to set now here at Liseberg in Sweden. Can't wait to see the park in the dark tonight. So here we go. Hey! Woo! Great bit of air time there. I love how this ride just hugs on to the terrain all the way around the hillside. Down we go. Woo! Hey! So forceful, but also very smooth. Oh yes, Helix! That's good timing. All the years I've been coming, I've never had that before. And there we go, end of the ride, Liseberg Bannon. Such a classic. I can't imagine the park without it. footage there from the Liseberg Band, such a classic ride, and like I said just on the brake run, really couldn't imagine the park without it. It's such a fantastic attraction that really uses the hillside to its advantage. Anyway, judging by the amount of people that are walking over this bridge at the moment, it looks like all the actors are now out in one of the 2 scare zones just over here called Circus Bazaar. So let's go and have a little look through this one. In terms of the theming, it looks great. Obviously we've just gone through that section warning us about the actors, and yeah, we've got another clown head just here. Let's go and have an explore and see what this is like. To be honest, it looks like a huge scare zone. From what I can see, there's actors over there as well, so I think it takes up this entire area. Oh wow, they've really gone to town on the set pieces around here. Look at this. And this is really quite cool down here. So obviously these ride vehicles down here are real. They're actually from the old fairy tale dark ride that's located over where Valkyria is now, where it does that turnaround section before going into the Heartline Roll. It was a dark ride. And you used to sit in those. That's crazy. Got lights on and got smoke in the back. Oh, this looks great. We're certainly not short on actors here. Both of the scare attractions I've done so far, and now seeing the scare zone, we've got loads of actors. This is cool. Look. Grab a machine. All broken, all collapsed in there. Look at that. I wouldn't fancy winning those toys, would you? Hello. God, this scare zone's huge. From what I can see, it runs all the way around this entire area. Oh, yeah, it does all the way over there. This is really impressive, and they've even done like a little indoor scene here, like a dressing room gone wrong. There's me. Hello. Yeah, all different costumes and stuff in there. That's a horror bar what's here all year anyway, but obviously that fits in really good at this time of year. Yeah, don't miss that if you come here. It's really worth seeing, especially if you've never been in there before. All these billboards, there's a lot of theming. This is how scare zones should be done. This is Universal standard. I can't wait to see it at night. All these old ice creams, I think they're from the old dark ride as well. Another look at those ride vehicles down there. A couple of mannequins. Very impressive, and we've got a circus act over here. Got the trained professionals in here. Wow. All theming up there. We got the ringmaster up there now as well. Just come out onto the balcony. So here's my accommodation for this trip, Sean's Caravan. Covered in posters, look, there you go, some of my favourites, including this one. This is really well themed, I love it. Anything inside? Oh, it's all been trashed in there. Lovely. Certainly not mine, it'd be nice and tidy if it was mine. God, this area is huge. More props here. Oh, this is a really nice perspective on the area that we just walked around actually. Right. You don't know where to look, there's that much going on. The door to nowhere. And look at these for props down here, huge set pieces. Absolutely loving this scare zone, Circus Bazaar, all the different props around, the set pieces. Some of this is universal standard. It's been done on a really big scale. There's probably about 15 actors all around that area. You've got like a little spiel which is done up on the balcony as well from the ringmaster, and along with that there's all sorts of props and set pieces. There's caravans, you've just seen, you've got like all the drums and like the jack-in-a-box. It is universal standard. It's one of the best scare zones I've ever seen, and the fact that this event is only in its 4th year, I can't wait to see how Halloween grows here at Liseberg. Anyway, I'm going into another scare attraction now, number 3, and yeah, this is Hotel Gaston. Like I say, it's here throughout the year, but I believe they change it up a little bit for Halloween, so I look forward to going in there, and I'll see you when I come out. We'll talk about that, and of course make our way down to the other scare zone and see that before it goes dark as well. So I've just stepped out of Hotel Gaston. Now, it was great to get back in there, and it's actually changed quite a lot for Halloween in terms of the acting. Now, all the scenery was the same, there was nothing new there, but to be honest, it really doesn't need it, because that attraction has got so much good scenery, and some of the set design in there is some of the best I've ever seen in the scare industry. One of my favourite scenes in particular, obviously it's all based on a hotel that's gone wrong. One of my favourite scenes is a boiler room that you go through, and the temperature is so hot in there, and you've got all the smoke rising up from the side. There's a trommel tunnel in that scene as well. Another one of my favourites, where you walk up a slanted room and all the chandeliers are swaying, all water, actual water in there leaking in, and all the floors covered, and you're walking along there, the room's all rocking, and the actors, yes, so it's changed in terms of now all the actors are either sneezing on you or being sick on you, and it's been done really well, because the actor tends to have like a little bottle which is in like a themed bag, and obviously all they're doing is doing a sneezing effect and then spraying the bottle, but it was really well done, and they were being sick like literally just in front of you, so they'd obviously put something in the mouth and then be sick in front of you on the floor. So yeah, that was very different. I've not seen anything like that before, so it proves that they're only in the 4th year of Halloween, but they're already ahead of the game in a lot of ways, in my opinion. Now that was really good fun, and yeah, definitely recommend it. 3 of the scare mazes down, 1 left to go and do, and it's called the Attic. That's what it translates to in English. I'll go and check that out shortly after I've had a look through the scare zone just up here by Valkyria. Earlier on I did mention about Atmosphere being closed. That's one of 2 rides that are shut during Halloween. Also Colorado, the Rapids ride, which is located behind me over here, that is closed. Hey, do you want to be in the video? Yeah, hang on, let me spin it around. Hey, Theme Park Worldwide on YouTube, check it out. Hey, hi everyone. It's Theme Park Worldwide on YouTube. Bear with me and I'll tell you what it is in just a moment. But yeah, the Rapids ride just here. I might as well carry on. I've been going for what, 3 minutes. They've actually put all this area in here, and it's set to be used ready for a Christmas attraction this year, hence why it's closed at the moment. But anyway, I'll tell these about the channel, and then we'll head to some Scare Zone action. Right then, let's have a walk through District Z. And what was actually told by Pontus earlier on is that the white lights that you can just see above the sign just there, obviously they're shining on the floor down here. Basically, the actors are told that they're not allowed to go anywhere past that line, hence why a lot of people are standing just there on the right-hand side, who are a bit too scared to come into the area. Hey, Theme Park Worldwide on YouTube. They love it over here, don't they? Anyway, let's have a little walk through this Scare Zone and see what we've got in here. Hey! Hey, you've already watched it? Hey, awesome. Have a good night. Yes, we've got this large bus just here, and I can see a zombie crawling out there the window. Let's get a little closer. There he is, I can see him through that window. There's sprayed all graffiti on it, lighting, smoke effects. He's got another window, maybe he's coming around this way. He's got another window that he can come out of. He's disappeared. We've got all these shipping containers over there, cages. That looks quite cool, that's a nice effect. So obviously you've got like that funnel there, with all the smoke coming out of it. These are universal quality Scare Zones in my opinion. Oh, right. Oh, the makeup's really good quality as well. Look fantastic. So she's got like an old Liseberg hoodie on there. Let's carry on walking down this way. Look at the set design though. All these lockers here. The good thing about a lot of this is theming what they've just found probably from the storage areas and put it all together to make this Scare Zone, and it's great. All the tyres, a few baby dolls up there. Earlier on we saw the lawnmower just there, the set-on lawnmower, what they've used. Around here we've got the van and all these cars. I can stand in Scare Zones all night, I love watching the reactions. Again, there's a lot of actors. Like Hotel Gaston, just maybe 20 actors inside. There's what, maybe 10 or 12 around here. Little area inside there, that's quite cool. You see what I'm saying though throughout this vlog, that Halloween is everywhere in the park. Obviously you've got the scare attraction there, the Scare Zone, there's theming all around the top end of the park. Like, it feels like Halloween everywhere. Oh wow, this is quite cool stuff because it's actually fake. Looks very realistic though. So they've built all this section here in front of the game stands just there. That's quite funny. All these barrels and tyres. Like I say, a lot of parks could do this, but they just don't. It's such a shame. It's cheap, easy theming that looks amazing. Poor little Volkswagen down there. Volkswagen Golf, there you are, look. All them ones stacked up on that side. It's amazing, isn't it? Just stick a smoke machine, some lights in. I can't wait to see it in the dark. Of course, we'll come back through these a little bit later on, but yeah, there you go. that's your second scare zone. Hopefully they'll add even more scare zones because they're really good at them. Right, I'm going to head down and do my fourth and final scare maze now. Like I say, in English it's the attic. Something like Vinden in Swedish. Well, tell you what, I'll show you the sign now and then you can make your own judgment on how to pronounce it. You know what I'm like for pronunciation. Right then, this is an interesting one. So I've just stepped round the corner and I thought, well, there's some sort of construction taking place on the side of the building, not realising that I'm about to go up there in that elevator. Because what you do, you queue along here. I mean, I'm coming down the express line just here, but yeah, you queue down the side and then literally we're going to be batched into an elevator just there, and then it's going to take me up the side of this building, and I'm assuming the attic, as it's called, is located yeah, in the top floor of this building just here. So anyway, I'll see you when you come out of this one, and yeah, there you go, look, it's coming down to get the next group. Very interesting. Yes, I'll see you on the other side after I've been for a ride in this. Is it classed as a credit? I look forward to this a lot. That was really something special, and for me being a lover of all things scare, that was well worth the flights to come out here just to see that attraction. Really good theme. Whoever's come up with that has done a fantastic job, and it's how the attraction progresses throughout as well that really makes it. So obviously we started off by going up in the elevator, no scares, no audio, nothing like that, literally just a way of taking us up there, but it all fits with the theme, doesn't it, with it being called the attic. It took us up in this elevator, and then there we were, right at the top of this building that you can see behind me, and from that point on, that was actually still just the queue line, so to speak. That was just a way of taking you up there, and then we were in this room where we were being batched for the group. Oh, hello. Yeah. I know, I ramble on. Yeah. Oh. I think that's her saying that I ramble on. Anyway, that room, I love it. Honestly, I'm loving this event. That room was actually all pipes and everything, which must be for all the restaurants and facilities at the park, because it was genuine, like, pipes and everything in there. You saw a little shot that I put in just before I started this clip. And yeah, the first section we were going around there, and then I looked to the left and I noticed there was a doll. Which was there, and then I thought, hang on a minute, this is setting us up for what we're going to see in this attic. And then we went into what was the main part of the scare attraction, so to speak. We had 3 or 4 actors at that point, but then we walked through another big squeeze where, like I say, you walk through an area where it's tightly pushed together, created by air, and then we went through there into the main bulk of the attraction. About 10 minutes in length, if not a little bit longer. Certainly the longest of the ones that are here all year. Obviously Gaston, I would say, is the longest overall at over 10 minutes, nearly 15 minutes if you're going quite a slow pace. But yeah, at that point we were making our way through this house. There was all windows, there was projections in there, some really good jump scares, some drop down scares, and then we started to see more of these dolls, and I thought, hang on a minute, this is where things are going to start getting a bit creepy. All the acts in there, mostly female, actually dressed as these dolls, holding dolls with blood, and there was one doll that had like an eyeball, a human eyeball in its mouth, which was, you know, getting quite creepy, quite messed up. And then following it through, gradually getting towards the big sort of finale, so to speak, which was 3 or 4 rooms which make up this attic. And we went into the room, there was about 5 dolls which were statues just stood there, and then in the next room they started to move, and then in the last room they were moving a lot quicker, and yeah, it really built up the scares. And everything I've been in this Halloween, I would say that's my favourite scare attraction I've done, if not my favourite scare attraction ever, mainly because it actually made me feel a bit eerie walking around there, seeing these animatronic dolls and everything. It was so good. And then towards the end we went through like a freezer scene, like we were escaping the attic, and there was all body parts and stuff hanging up again. And then yeah, there was actual water dripping down into like a basement underneath where I was, and we walked over that. That was stunning. As far as say it's my favourite scare attraction ever, mainly because it's a unique theme and they all are here. Yes, zombies and stuff, it sounds like, oh, it's going to be just your same old scare, but the way they've done it and based it around the park, it's actually very different. This circus, a scare zone here, again, fantastic. A very different take on the circus, because the set pieces are huge, obviously using old ride parts as well. I love this event. Moving on, I'm going to do some more night rides, or sunset rides at the moment, moving into night rides, and then we'll have another walk through these scare attractions. But here's some more footage of Liseberg in the dark, and I'll take you on a couple of rides as well in the dark here at the park. Doesn't Helix look amazing from this angle? Well, it looks amazing from anywhere, but down here especially. Just down here in Rabbit Land then now, you've just seen a couple of shots. They've got like a tarot reading area, which is just theming for Halloween. Shows how much effort they put in. Little things like all these lights here, they've all been filtered orange. There's a little scene going on up in the window up there. Pumpkins everywhere. I thought like Europa Park had a lot of pumpkins, but not the whole park is filled at Europa Park. Obviously, it's absolutely huge, so I wouldn't expect them to. With here, it's a smaller park, a much smaller park, and so obviously they can theme everything up. Like just down here, look, fruit and vegetables and more pumpkins. But it's been done with a style. They haven't just chucked the pumpkins down. Like they've put a lot of other stuff around it. Like a lot of the leaves I noticed, because it's autumn. Obviously all the leaves and stuff, they sweep into piles along with the pumpkins and everything. A lot of thought goes into it. All these sweets here. Proper set pieces, what they do, and obviously all the things like up there, all the lights. Brilliant. And this is really quite cool down here. You've noticed quite a lot of umbrellas. They love their umbrellas in Halloween at Liseberg. They put them all in the trees, but some of them light up, not all of them. These ones do down here, look at this. So yeah, this is the Rabbit Land. Obviously, the rabbit is the mascot of the park. And it's a newish area. It opened just before Helix, I think. Obviously, I'd not visited the park at that point. Yeah, it's just done really well, isn't it? Styled, all the candy and sweet wrappers, all down here. You've got some of the light up pumpkins as well. And then yeah, look at all that, all the Halloween lighting on that building, and all up there in the trees. Now I did mention back at the start of the vlog that Liseberg actually bring in an extra ride for Halloween, and that's exactly what I'm going to check out now. And like I say, they bring in a dark ride, a travelling ghost train, which goes on this huge area, which is normally like a concert arena. And we actually had the fireworks last time we were here that was set off from this area. But yeah, look at this, it's shocking, isn't it? Hey, the shocker, of course. Or just shocker, as it is up there on the sign. Already been greeted by theming. We've got all these coffins. Oh wow. Certainly doesn't look very temporary around here. Like, look at all this, they put all the wood chippings down. This is normally all like crazy paving. So I'm using roller coaster tycoon terms. Oh, look at all these gravestones. Some good lighting. Oh, that looks like in the gardens at Alton Towers, that one. Yeah, look at this. So we've got Shocker. This looks very impressive. I know last year they actually had the Haunted Mansion, not from Disney, don't worry, the one that travels around. It actually came to, well, it still does come to Winter Wonderland actually, down in Hyde Park in London. Shocker. Right, let's go and check this one out there, Ghost Train. That's where you buy your tickets in front. Obviously, I'll mention it just in case you've never been here before or looking at visiting. Obviously, with it being an amusement park, you can either buy a wristband or you can pay for a ticket to come into the park, and then you can buy your individual attraction tickets there. But yeah, this is busy. Look at the queue. everybody wants the shocker. Wow. But yeah, let's go and have a ride on this one. I'll take you along. And hopefully we're going to be shocked. Nearly as shocked as that skeleton up there. The ghost train just there was really good fun. I can't believe some of the scenes in there. Bear in mind that's a travelling ride. There was a car what came towards us, all sorts of stuff going on inside that I really wasn't quite expecting. I actually prefer that over the Haunted Mansion. If you have seen that ghost train before, like I say, they had that here last year, and I presume they've had it at Halloween before, and it does come to Hyde Park Winter Wonderland, so I'm sure it'll be there again this year. It's been coming for quite a few years now, but I actually preferred that one because obviously you sat in a cage and there was a lot more effects, a lot more to see, whereas obviously with the Haunted Mansion, I keep thinking it's the Disney one I'm on about. With this version of the Haunted Mansion that I'm on about here, the travelling version, not the Disney version, of course you're suspended under the track, which is quite cool, but I think this is just a much better ghost train in my opinion. Anyway, right, I'm going to go on Aerospin now, which is the Gerstlauer Sky Roller you see just behind me. Looks great at night. Obviously the beauty of coming at Halloween is you get so much time to enjoy the park in the dark. When I've been in April before, you normally get 1 or 2 night rides because it's going dark quite late. Whereas at this time of year, I'm getting 4 or 5 hours of dark rides, which is great. It's only just gone 7 o'clock. We're open till 11 tonight. So yeah, let's go for a little ride on Aerospin. I don't think I'm going to really spin though, because I want to just get some footage and have a little look round at the views in the dark. I've never done this at night, to be honest. I've not done many of the rides here at night, other than I've done Liseberg Bannon, Helix and Balder at night. Obviously I'm going to do Valkyria tonight as well. But yeah, anyway, let's go for a ride on Aerospin. I'll take you along. Right, here I go then on Aerospin. I'm not too sure how much you're going to see here on the GoPro, but we'll soon find out, won't we? There's some beautiful views up here though. Of course, with it being built onto the hillside, oh wow, look at that. You're so high. Yeah, you can't really see that much, unfortunately. Well, a few other people having a bit of a spin or trying to get spinning. Oh, you forget just how tall it is up here. Carousel down the bottom there. Woo! past couple of minutes, you've just seen some awesome shots across the park in the dark. And next up I'm on Mechanica, the Park Sierra Star Shape. Again, I'm not too sure how much you're going to see on the GoPro, but we'll soon find out. Here we go. Never been on this in the dark before. Wait. Whoa. Woo. Wait. Woo. Whoa. Stunning view. That relaxing part of the ride now where we get to see all of the park and spin round before we get ready to drop. And here we go. Woo! Hey! Oh, this is running good. And there we go, that's Mechanica. On-ride footage from a fantastic night ride on Mechanica. Great in the dark, especially all the lighting, and the ride cycle was good as well. I mean, I don't think it runs as good as Bling did at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, which was also one of those that unfortunately got removed quite a few years back now. It was where Skyforce is, just next to Steeplechase, and obviously where the main section of Icons. On-ride footage from a fantastic night ride there on Mechanica. Like I say, first time doing that in the dark, and yeah, really impressive lighting package on that, and some great views around the park as well. Anyway, I'm back in District Z. Just going to have a little walk around here in the dark, and obviously there's not loads of lighting around it. It's quite a dark scare zone, so it's quite hard to see where the actors are, other than him. Yeah, I was expecting there might be a little bit more lighting shining down. It's actually really dark, so I suppose that makes it more scary in a way, because you don't know who is an actor and who's not. Hence why people are walking through very quick. That looks good at night. I like that. Oh my god, it's very busy around here. There's not really much lighting at all, which certainly makes it more eerie. But what I do quite like is when Balder goes over here, past its photo point there, is that you get a strobe which goes all across the whole area. Really like it. What an atmosphere there with all the audio. Anyway, talking of atmosphere, I'm going to go for another ride, a dark ride this time, to really soak up that nighttime atmosphere here at Liseberg on Valkyria. So let's go, I'll take you along for the ride. So I'm actually here on the back row number 3 of Valkyria in the dark. Although I've not done a back row yet, so let's try it. Very dark on the footage, so of course there's not much you can do about that, but you're seeing it just as I am. Really dark. Whoa, look at that view. Amazing in the dark. And here we go. Woo! So I've just had that night ride there on Valkyria. Of course, on the back row, with any dive coaster, in my opinion, I'd much rather be on the front for the views. But I thought I'm going to try a back row. Yeah, I couldn't really see that much, to be honest. What you were seeing on the GoPro, yeah, it was a little bit darker than what I was seeing. But at least when you were hanging over, you still got quite a lot of space to see where the drop was, and of course looking out at the views as well. I must say the positioning of this ride is fantastic though, looking out towards the city, and the fact you get that turnaround at the top where you see the whole park and all the lights. But yeah, it's definitely a front row ride for me with this one. Anyway, something that I've not done yet is showing you around the gift shop, and it's quite a magical gift shop. So look at all these blue lights in the ceiling. Let's have a look at some of the merchandise for the ride. We've got these cups just here and t-shirts. There's your on-ride photo point there as well. It's quite a big shop, and obviously all the rides in the area have got something from this shop. So obviously they've got Balder merchandise over on the right, Loki just there, and here's all the stuff for Valkyria. There's the t-shirt, nicely modelled up there with the cap. Love the t-shirt because obviously it's got the coaster on there. 199 Swedish krona. There's the glasses that we saw just around there. Earrings, there you go. Hoodies, that's the female section, isn't it, with the female hoodies. Got some bags over here. These are quite interesting, these wings. If you want to walk around Liseberg all day with wings, you can do, and there they are. Nice detail in here in the shop with all these branches growing through it. Yeah, here's your stuff for Loki. I have shown you this stuff before. It was over in the main gift shop towards the entrance of the park, obviously because this wasn't open yet. And there's your stuff for Balder. Right, I'm going to do a few more night rides now, and I'll continue to show you a few off-ride shots of all the night rides here in action at Liseberg. And then I'm going to head back up onto the hill and just do some re-rides on Helix again and again and again. I love Valkyria, but Helix is still my baby at this park. I'll see you a little bit later. Some gorgeous shots there of this park in the dark. I tell you what, I love Liseberg in the daylight hours, but at night it truly is in a totally different league. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourite parks actually at night. It's one of my favourite parks anyway, and now I've seen their Halloween event, it's certainly made me love it even more. Coming for a little walk then through Circus Bazaar in the dark. Obviously we did it earlier on in the daylight hours, so we'll walk through in the dark. Hello. Well, that's what we like to see over there. The fuego is on, the fire. Hotel Gaston. Very nice. We love a bit of fuego here at Theme Park Worldwide. Look at that. Liseberg looks absolutely amazing in the dark, doesn't it? I love it in the daytime, but at night, like I said earlier on, it really is something very unique and special. It's got its own magical feel about it. All the lights everywhere, and talking of magical feel, da 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 da. Hey, I've got my own little control panel up here. You've got an emergency stop button, you've got an air conditioning button, and then you've got your main light as well. But there you go. I'll turn it off again. Yes, I've come for what is my second last ride of the night here, which is the Ferris Wheel. We get some really good views. Gothia Towers over there, which is not owned by the park, but it is opposite it. They actually turn all their lights to orange on the outside just for Halloween. How cool's that? And have a little stroll in, and they've put like quite a few Halloween decorations out, and that's quite cool because normally that's lit up all in blue, and with it being right next to the park, they get in there with the spirit as well. It's such a community feel with the whole of Gothenburg, and this park really has got that feel about it. And obviously you've got a little look down there, the lighting in the middle. It is sponsored, this Ferris wheel, hence why it's got the screen in the middle. And then of course the park off here to the right hand side. You just see the flashing over there in the distance. Some sort of, maybe a phone mast or something. It's absolutely huge. I'd probably say it's even taller than Atmosphere, which is just here next to us. But yeah, I bet that looks impressive when it's a Christmas tree at Christmas, when of course they've got the lights hanging down and you come on the Ferris wheel and be really close to it here. I will have to come back at Christmas at some point. I'd love to do it. But anyway, I'm going to go get my last ride, which is going to be on Helix, of course. I love Helix. I'm going to get my last ride on that, and then I'll summarise my trip here to Liseberg Halloween. It's been absolutely spooktacular. Here we go then, front row, last ride, Helix in the dark, let's go. Woo! Oh yes! Hey! Woo! Whoa! What a spectacular coaster! Oh. I can't. Woo. Launch number 2. Woo. Oh. What a way to end the day here at Liseberg. Beautiful. An awesome last ride there on Helix to end a fantastic trip to Liseberg for my first ever time at Halloween. It has been incredible, that much so I go as far to say this has been my favourite Halloween event this year. It's got 4 really good, enjoyable scare attractions. Hotel Gaston that's here all year, which is enhanced. The Experiment, that was really good fun and good use of Atmosphere's queue line with some great theming in there and great acting as well, some awesome jump scares. Of course, I really enjoyed Zombies and the fact that it was all themed around the offices of the park with all them little gems everywhere. And then of course the Attic, which I'd say is one of the best, if not the best scare attraction I've ever been in, because it's so unique and I really felt that storyline of going through. Of course the elevator at the start was also something a bit different. But yeah, overall, what a fantastic park. Hello, Theme Park Worldwide on YouTube.
Are you vlogging?
Check it out, yeah.
I know YouTube channel too.
Really? What's your channel called?
She's Amanda Strand.
Oh, okay.
She's over 100,000 subscribers.
So am I.
Oh, okay. Seriously?
Yeah, I've got 143,000
nice.
from England.
Nice. What are you doing here?
I went to Liseberg.
Oh, did I do it?
Yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
Yeah, good to meet you.
Yeah, did you get scared?
No, I loved it. I love Halloween. It's great. See you soon.
See you.
Bye. Oh, it's so friendly out of the Swedish. But yeah, of course the Halloween attractions, the 2 scare zones that were there as well, they were really enjoyable, and it was great to see all the circus theme in and all the bus and everything in the zombie one. Yeah, very good. Of course, Valkyria, another reason for coming back here, the main reason originally for coming back, but Halloween's turned out to be the highlight for me. I was expecting Valkyria to be, but no, and it is, don't get me wrong, it's fantastic, but for me, as an overall product, the Halloween event is stunning. A world-class event that I really couldn't recommend enough. Get yourself out here and come and check it out next year. Or this year if you fancy booking last minute flights. Again, nice and easy to get here. I've done various other vlogs and I've not filmed on all the rides here today. Quite a few that I've not actually, but check out the other vlogs, especially one that I filmed earlier in the year with on-ride footage, and also the travel vlog so you can see where I stay when I come out here and also how to get here. I didn't film a travel vlog this time because I've done it exactly the same as last time. I don't want to film it twice doing the same thing. But there you go, thank you very much for watching. And of course, a big thank you to Andreas, to Pontus and Liseberg themselves for a fantastic visit and inviting me back to come and see Halloween and the dive coaster Valkyria as well. Thanks for watching and we hope you enjoy the rest of Halloween here on Screen Park Worldwide. That means it's time to spook those credits. See you soon.